Nick Aldis humiliated Paul Heyman on SmackDown in front of millions, and the shockwaves are still being felt across the wrestling world, with everyone buzzing after what happened. For months, Heyman strutted around as if he owned SmackDown, always manipulating behind the scenes, pulling the strings, orchestrating chaos, and believing no one could stop him. But when he walked out that night, phone in hand, suit as crisp as ever, convinced he could once again outplay everyone with his War Games master plan, Nick Aldis was waiting, and everything changed in one explosive segment. Heyman's legacy is built on always being 10 steps ahead, always having a backup plan, always using his words and mind games to control every situation, but this time, he never saw the trap coming. Aldis let him talk, with Heyman rolling out his elaborate pitch about controlling entry advantages, stacking the team with powerhouses, and crafting a perfect, unstoppable unit. He even brought his signature bravado, tossing in dramatic pauses, thinking the entire arena was hanging on his every word, convinced his strategy would make the bloodline unbeatable. But Aldis was patient, measured, letting Heyman lay out everything, making sure he felt in control, before slicing to the whole scheme with a single phrase that turned the whole show upside down. That's not how it's going to happen. Heyman's face couldn't hide the shock. For years, he's rattled off manipulations, always finding a way to get his way. But this time, the GM dismantled each point methodically, exposing every weakness. The paperwork Aldis pulled out made it clear the so-called advantage was already set long before Heyman's pitch, making all the strategizing completely pointless. In that moment, the supposed master strategist looked completely unprepared, caught flat-foot by someone who'd done his homework. And when Heyman tried to bring up Roman Reigns, hoping the tribal chief's name would regain him some ground, Aldis stood firm, telling him that kind of posturing meant nothing on his show. The crowd erupted, the fans thrilled to finally see someone refuse to be intimidated or manipulated by the wise men. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe for more wild stories like this. The drama only got more intense as Heyman, not used to being backed into a corner, tried to attack Aldis personally, digging at his career as authority, his credentials. He expected Aldis to get rattled, to lose his cool, but instead, Aldis calmly countered every insult, listing his own accomplishments, reminding everyone he was the one in charge. Heyman's ultimate move, threatening to call Roman Reigns, fell flat when Aldis looked him in the eye and dared him to go ahead. The power dynamic shifted instantly. No longer could Heyman hide behind alliances or threats. The GM wasn't backing down, and the message sent to the locker room was crystal clear. For years, Heyman manipulated every situation, guiding champions, building stables, always stacking the deck in his favor. But on this night, Aldis stripped away all the smoke and mirrors. The War Games match, one seemingly locked in by Heyman's design, suddenly became unpredictable. No one knew who would be on the teams, how the match would be structured, or what surprises might be in store. The unpredictability thrilled the fans, raising the stakes even higher, with everyone wondering what would happen next. Some viewers complained Aldis was overstepping, inserting himself too much, but most celebrated finally seeing Heyman's scheme stop cold. The debate raged online, fans picking sides, but the only thing that mattered was Aldis had made it clear SmackDown had a real leader now. As the dust settled, Heyman was left with nothing but humiliation, his reputation as an untouchable mastermind in tatters. He'd been confronted by others before, from Brock Lesnar to CM Punk, but never had someone so thoroughly dismantled his plans and left him with no answers. Aldis's poise under pressure, his ability to stay calm and assertive in the face of every attack, cemented him as the authority figure SmackDown desperately needed. Someone who couldn't be bullied or swayed. Share this story if you think WWE needs more leaders like that. The most intriguing part is what happens next. Heyman's not the type to just accept defeat. He's going to regroup, plot revenge, and try to turn things back in his favor. The entire Bloodline storyline could now shift dramatically, especially if Roman Reigns himself has to pick a side. Imagine if Reigns decides Heyman's blunders are too much, or the cracks in the alliance are now too deep to ignore. The power on SmackDown could be shaken to its core, the Bloodline's dominance suddenly in question, and the entire roster sensing opportunity. Will Aldis reshuffle the War Games teams? Will new faces step into spotlight? Could there be shocking returns or last-minute changes that alter the match forever? No one knows, and that's exactly what makes this moment so gripping. For too long, outcomes seemed predictable, with Heyman always steering things, but now, chaos is back and anything is possible. Aldis proved he's not a pushover, not another GM who folded when pressured, and fans are eating it up. But it's also fair to ask, by scrapping Heyman's strategy, is Aldis risking SmackDown success? Heyman's track record speaks for itself. He's built champions, legends, and moments that define eras. Some argue that using his experience, even if underhanded, guaranteed results. Is Aldis's pride now put his own brand at risk? It's a valid debate, and fans are split, with some seeing Aldis as a hero and others calling him reckless. The only certainty is that from this moment, accountability has returned to SmackDown. No more unchecked manipulation. No more backroom deals. No more one man dictating outcomes from the shadows. Every superstar now knows there's a real authority in place. Someone who will call out every trick, every shortcut, every attempt to rig the system. The implications for War Games and beyond are massive. The match could be filled with twists, surprise alliances, shocking betrayals, and moments that no one sees coming. Old friends could reunite. Bitter rivals could end up on the same team, and unexpected returns could blow the roof off the arena. Aldis's message was clear. On my show, there's only one boss, and it's not Paul Heyman. This is the kind of leadership the brand needed, breaking the mold of authority figures who either played favorites or got lost in the chaos. Aldis isn't afraid to make unpopular calls, to stand up to even the most intimidating personalities, and to do what's right for the show, not just for the biggest egos. The result? Fans are more invested than ever, eager to see what twist the next show will bring, and which superstars will seize the new opportunities. Even the most die-hard Heyman supporters have to admit, seeing someone finally challenge his dominance, this directly brought a rush of energy back to SmackDown. If you're loving this, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a moment. The tension is set to boil over. Heyman's humiliation will only fuel his desire to regain control, and he's sure to try and manipulate things in the weeks ahead. But with Aldis holding all the cards, booking matches, making decisions, controlling every aspect of the show, Heyman's usual magic might not be enough. The next moves could determine the fate of the bloodline, shift the balance of power, and change WWE history. Fans are already speculating about every possibility. Will Heyman recruit new allies? Will Roman Reigns step in? And if so, whose side will he take? Could Aldis himself get pulled into the action, even stepping between the ropes if things escalate? There's no telling, and that's the beauty of what's been set in motion. Wrestling thrives on moments like this, when anything can happen and alliances shift in an instant. The fans are divided, the roster is on edge, and the sense of unpredictability is back in full force. This is how wrestling should feel. If you're ready for the next chapter, drop a comment with your predictions right now. Nick Aldis turned the tables in a single night, showing that even most legendary manipulator can be exposed. Heyman's reaction was priceless, his confidence shattered, his plan in ruins. The bloodline's path is no longer clear, and every superstar now sees a chance to make their mark.